Hi, I'm Kevin Reis, and with me today in the television studio at Hopewell Valley Central High School is Molly Rice of Hopewell Township. Molly was #1 high school tennis player when she was 16. Mrs. Rice went on to become a pro tennis player and played in many major Grand Slam events, including Wimbledon, the US Open, the Australian Open, and the French Open. So Molly, when did you realize that you wanted to become a professional tennis player? Was it early on, or did you make the decision later?
I think it came pretty naturally. I was playing juniors all through my young career, and when I reached #1 in the nation as a 16-year-old, I think that there was potential that possibly I could become a pro.
So you have a huge tennis background in your family. How much did that affect your decision to pursue this career?
A lot. I was the youngest of 4 children. My parents both played, and my dad also was the coach of the high school and my coach. And it was kind of naturally they were going to play tennis and I was tagging along. So my family was a huge part of my tennis career.
So when you became #1 in the nation when you were 16, was there a lot of pressure on you from your family and your peers, or was it sort of just like, wow, I'm #1, what do I do now?
No pressure, a lot of support, a lot of hard work, and very much enjoyed.
So did you have to play in a lot of competition to get to that ranking?
Yes, I played a lot of national tournaments as well as tournaments on the Eastern Coast, and a lot of hard work.
So when you came out of high school and you were ready to go to college, why did you choose SMU? I realized you had a lot of choices.
Well, that was before the NCAA really had a lot of rules, and I had many choices to go to different colleges and receive a full scholarship. And I chose SMU basically because they were going to fly me around and let me play my pro tournaments in the same time as going to school at SMU.
So you were also playing tournaments while in high school?
Yes, I have been playing pros since I was about 16 years old.
Was there a lot of college competition? You said there wasn't many rules in the NCAA. Did you play on a team for SMU?
Yes, I played #1 for SMU, and there was lots of competition. However, I had some success as a professional tennis player, playing as an amateur. That means not accepting money. So I was able to do both.
So when you finally made it to these Grand Slam tournaments like Wimbledon and US Open, what was that experience going there and seeing all the people walk around?
It was pretty neat. It was pretty mind-blowing, and something that I had strived for a long time.
Did you ever get to play on one of the major courts?
I've played not on the center court of Wimbledon, but I've played on the Grand Slam courts on most of the big Grand Slam tournaments. Yeah.
So when you walk out on the court, what are your first thoughts with all those people standing around watching you?
Well, you're kind of in the zone. I mean, it's a job, so you're not really affected by what goes on around you. I have a job to do, and as long as I prepared well, I'm ready to play.
So what is your preparation and your routine when you're about to start a match? Take us through the first couple of hours leading up to that big match.
Obviously get a good night's sleep and something good to eat, and go out and hit for a while and practice and go over my notes on who I'm playing and go over with my coach any last-minute pointers, and then just focus on every point.
So you really don't change a lot before the match. It's just you sort of know what you're doing.
Yep.
You get out there and you're ready to go.
I've been doing it for so long that you pretty much know what to do.
So you played a lot of singles as well as doubles. You played doubles. Which did you like more?
I consider myself a singles player. However, I really liked doubles because it was less competitive, and I had another partner to kind of fool around and take the pressure off myself.
Did you also play mixed doubles?
Yes, same as playing doubles. It's just a lot of fun to play with somebody else.
Which has more pressure when you're about to go in a competition? Do you feel more pressure with a partner standing behind you?
No, not at all. I think singles is pretty much a lonely sport, and it's just you, and at least someone you can fool around with and just take it easy playing with somebody else.
So when you're practicing for a doubles match, is there a lot of practice put in with your partner?
Yeah, some. Not as much as the singles is, but there's some. We go out and we'll play another match against another doubles team for practice.
What were your preparations leading up to a tournament like Wimbledon? Before you even got to the tournament, were you thinking of it months before?
No, it was kind of a job. I played all year round, and Wimbledon was just one of the big Grand Slams. So you play a lot of little tournaments to get up to the big ones. So it was just another job, basically.
So obviously it was a job, but it must have been a lot of fun. What was the most fun part about going to big tournaments?
I really got to see the world. I met some fantastic people. However, it's also a very lonely life because it's just you, and you're competing against many other women. So, I had seen the world. However, it's you and yourself.
So you were traveling a lot. I understand you went to Japan, other places in Europe. What was your favorite place to travel to?
I would say South Africa was one of my most favorite places, and also I really liked Singapore.
So what are the differences playing in an environment like Australia or South Africa as compared to a traditional tournament in the U.S. or England?
Not too many differences. When you go to play a professional tournament, you're given on cars and rides from the hotel to the event place where you're playing. So you're pretty much catered to, and they're all the same everywhere around, and you're high security and all that kind of stuff. So it's just another venue, basically.
So before you even got to your professional career, was there a lot of competition that you had with your family, like friendly competition that helped motivate you?
No, my dad was my coach, as I said, and everyone was really supportive. They wanted me to do well, and I had success, and I can't say there was any competition, really.
So when you're traveling, you obviously have to carry a lot of things. You have your tennis bag here. How many rackets would you carry at one time?
8 to 10, because I'd maybe pop a string or 2 or 3 and then have it strung overnight, or I'd win with one racket and I'd want to use that one all the time, and that would pop, and I'd have to find another favorite. So you kind of play with it. You
see a lot of the times the pros switch rackets during a match. Did you do that a lot?
Yeah, I have a very tightly strung racket. I hit hard. So when my racket would get looser, I would always switch to a tighter tension to give me some more.
Did you have people that would care for your rackets, care for your equipment?
Well, I care for them mostly, but my coach would help me out with my supplies and my rackets.
So a lot of your game is dependent on your equipment. You really depended on that.
Absolutely. It has to be good equipment, too.
So in 1990, you had a back injury and you had to leave the game of tennis. Was that hard for you?
Yes and no. I was kind of ready to do something else. I'd only gone 1 year to SMU, and then I turned pro. So I kind of wanted to go back to school and kind of be a regular person again. So I was a little bit ready. I was sad also to leave because I had felt like I hadn't finished what I had started. But then yet I was 25 and ready to move on. Do you ever regret not going back and trying to push through and win a couple more tournaments? Or no. Physically, I just had enough. So it's a demanding sport. So when you went to UNC after tennis, what were you planning on doing? I wasn't really sure. I knew I wanted to get my degree, so I got a degree in elementary education, and I was fascinated with speech-language pathology, which I had met some physical therapists through my years of being injured all the time. And I met some really interesting people that needed some speech pathology, so I ended up going to graduate school for that. So what's the difference between, settling down in suburban life and, being on the big stage, traveling around? It's a different focus in my life. It used to be all about me, and now it's all about my family and doing other things. So would you trade the experience for anything? Would you go back and do it again? Or? I would do it again. It was a fascinating life. At a young age, I got to see the world and do some things that most people never experience in a lifetime. So I wouldn't trade it. However, I'm very happy where I am right now. Well, thanks for coming. Thank you so much, It's been great talking to you. I'm Kevin Reis from the television studios at Hopewell Valley Central High School. Thank you.